welcome back to the last hour of Apocalypse World.
The last one ever. No one can play Apocalypse World ever again.
Yes,
This is it.
this is
This
the
is
final
hour.
If you want to play, get going
of
now.
the Apocalypse World.
I'm
Yeah,
really confused.
Single
why
1
it's
hour one
not
shots.
So bloody. Like I assumed, the first hour would be wolves eating everybody, and then the second hour killing everybody else.
I'm
with fire,
surprised.
and then the third hour,
Like normally,
probably we would all kill each other or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm surprised that normally I'm surprised because things get so violent. I'm surprised how non-violent it has been outside of the whisk thing. Like that was expected, but I also expected more, and there hasn't been more.
Really weird.
So I think as you guys leave the a minute after you guys leave the I almost said nursery, the infirmary, the broth comes up to you, and I think actually probably people were wounded. I think that a couple people over the course of the fight were killed, but not many, taking Gam's place. But quite a few of them were wounded, and Broth included, and they all, in sort of a group, are heading towards the infirmary and see you on the way. And so Broth has probably I think it's safer to keep if you've been stabbed, it's safer to keep the knife in until you're ready to patch it. So there's a knife still in his leg that's sticking out.
Is it his knife?
yeah, it's his switchblade.
Guys, I fell on my keys.
That just reminds me of do you remember in The Office, Andy tore his scrotum by doing the splits on top of his own keys? Yep, I'm sure that. Yeah, so his own switchblade is sticking out of his thigh, and he's like, Whisk, over here. We're over here. I assume you get closer. He says, "We got it. We won." There's probably about 10 people here, I think in total. I think probably closer to 17 or 18 because some of them are healthy and just making sure everyone else is fine to get there. 10 or so of them are injured. And yeah, he says we got it. Gam's place has been secured. Everyone else is there just cleaning up. He names a few people that, I think literally 2 people didn't make it out of your gang. What are their names? Because we had some names for some just random gang members. Is it any of them? Or is it...
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Spice is one. Spice was kind of one of the badasses, if I remember correctly. And Pepper was another one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Forgot about Pepper.
I don't think it's anyone we've named yet.
Okay. So yeah, he just whispers their names into your ear, and you know who they are. And says, yeah, we're going to take the bodies down to processing, all of the bodies, and clean up. We have a new house. Any sign of Gams?
He'll get the yes when he earns it. No, the fucking slippery bastard snuck away.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out. And there is a thing you should know. Well, you know how we got all the records and documents for purchasing, not that they're complicated in this place, after we got the wood stove?
Yeah?
Well, there's no food coming in. Now, if you excuse me, I know you can take care of things, so I'm going to go patch myself up. It's thought you should know. And walks off, unless you stop
Yeah.
and want to ask anything else.
No.
Don't bring those bodies to processing. Bring them to the kitchen. We'll feed people.
Yeah, plants people are edible. Just start. Yeah, if you like cilantro.
Oh.
Hate cilantro.
Mixed with other stuff is not too bad. So I think Kim's asked Whisk.
It's
So you took out Gam, huh?
Well, he's still alive. but-
Oh. You know, Gam's the
close.
richest person on the rig.
Oh.
Where's his stuff?
My new house.
Okay. You know what? We have to make a deal.
Kim. It just occurred to me. Cam's is hurt.
Yeah?
Go the fuck back to the clinic, and if he shows up, put a bullet in his skull.
But I got stuff to do.
But I got stuff to do. I don't wanna.
Napoleon dynamiting it. Like, God.
Jeez.
What stuff do you have to do?
We gotta make sure Sugar doesn't know anything about the father. And I really want to kill
Okay,
the
I can-
father. Like, he's not in
Okay,
the
but that's
maelstrom anymore, but I feel like he's this terrifying threat to all of humanity that needs to be destroyed.
yeah, I know. Well, that's something to do after the whole drummer situation is
But,
solved.
like, Gam is just a guy. I'm not afraid of. I mean, even Drummer's just a guy.
I love the matter of fact delivery of like, listen, he is the destroyer of worlds, and we must, you know.
Yeah, and Bruce is like, yeah, I know. Okay,
Trevor's
yeah,
just a
sure,
guy.
we get it.
Yeah, no, like I get that, but like we can't do that right now. You realize this? Like,
Why not?
because we have to do the other stuff.
It just doesn't seem as important.
Well, yeah, okay, but here's the thing.
Can't you just put one of your guards in there to shoot him in the head?
Aren't there 10 of your guards in there right now? They're wounded.
All of you, grab your shit, go to the clinic, get patched up, stay there. If Gams shows up, you know what to do.
Alright, this is perfect. Now I'm very happy. Let's go find Sugar. Oh, and where did
Alright.
Aster get off to?
Aster, where have you gone off to? What are you doing in this during this like time?
Well, see, that's a question. How easy is it for me to, like, you know, move around the rig without mobs of people trying to kill me?
With or without your wolves? Because
I
you
mean-
can disguise yourself as a human, so you're fine.
Right. All right. Yeah,
You-
I think then, disguised as a human, I've been delivering better weapons to the shepherds that are going to be on the walls during the drummer thing.
I hope you're
Okay.
selling those weapons.
I mean, I'm taking IOUs
Oh
to
my
be
gosh.
cashed in at a later date.
Oh my
I mean, come
gosh.
on, they're going to be leaderless soon. They're going to look to me and be like, "That's the guy that gave me that big ass gun that saved my life."
All right, well,
You
I
know?
hope you can back their loans if they do find out. Okay.
I mean,
Uh,
we're not getting cold hard barter in trade, but we're getting loyalty. Like that's
Loyalty is very important.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not there to tell you not to. And you have an army of terrifying wolf dogs too. So
This is true. Like
There's
I
that.
could always go reap recompense later.
Yeah. Okay.
You defaulted on your gun loan, wolves.
Yeah, the wolves of the Maelstrom, the literal wolves of the Maelstrom.
It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Exactly.
Okay. So I I don't think there's any role involved in that. You just get you're giving them all.
Yes, I am
guns.
purely fictionally positioning the defenders of the rig to have a better chance of defending.
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's gonna make it harder to kill them all later.
We're not going to need to. That's the thing.
Yeah, they'll be on your side if it goes well, which it always goes well.
I mean,
Okay.
if it doesn't go well, we're dead. So it won't matter either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing with this, though. If it doesn't go well, the entire rig is going up, and that means the father's dead, so win-win.
Right? Mutually assured destruction. It's fine.
Yeah, I need more grenades.
It's how we got through the Cold War. It's how we'll get through this.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing, Whisk. I need to sell a bunch of guns. I'm a very busy person right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think, like, it probably doesn't take all that long for me to do what I need to do, so I could probably, like, meet back up with you guys at one point.
Sure. You want to meet up?
Yeah, I don't think it takes that long because you probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's only, what, like 7 shepherds left? We've killed the rest.
Yeah, how many
Pretty
shepherds are
much.
there? Like,
They're in their teens. Let's call it that.
okay.
Wow, small gang.
Small gang of shepherds.
That's pretty.
Push
Pitiful.
comes to shove, we could just straight up force them out and
Yep.
be the leaders.
Now they're all shepherds, so
I
they
mean, fair,
are
but
not.
like, we're
In
PCs.
fact, I think I have custom moves
I mean,
that I haven't revealed
Faceless
yet.
and 10 wolves versus,
Well-
19 shepherds at best.
Once radar leaves, we'll just absorb them into ourselves, and then
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. Like that's the
Yeah.
best case scenario. But
we've already rolled a
One-
bunch of
one good
sixes,
call.
so we should be fine.
yeah,
That's how
Yep.
it works.
That's probability, everyone.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, I think you give them the weapons. That all works well. You can meet up with them just fine right now if you want to, because I'm sure that it seems like it took a while in the infirmary itself, and it is right next to the gate where the shepherds would be defending. So
Right.
you're probably like possibly literally right outside. Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I probably catch up with you guys as you're coming out of the infirmary.
Sure.
Sans wolves and human looking.
Cool. So Kim's like, oh, there's Aster. All right, Aster, I got a lead. I know where Sugar is.
Let's go.
Let's go. And we go. I'm like, Whisk, do you care if
Okay,
Sugar
but
lives
this-
or dies?
I mean, kind of.
Really?
Like ideally, she'd be alive.
All right.
She
Aster.
has the ability to spread.
Like
that's
Yeah,
Wisp
no,
made
like-
her a plant person to keep her alive.
Like I get that, but
I'm still worried about Sugar being
I-
a threat.
yeah, no, like she's totally like I get that. I get that she's a threat. But as far as the plain people are concerned, I think the ones that seem harmless enough we can keep under quarantine until the father is dead and then see if any changes happen to them. Right?
I mean, the wolves have to be killed eventually for sure, right?
just shitty look from from me.
Yeah.
Listen, if you
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, if not, are you going to use the wolves to keep the quarantine? What's the plan here, Aster?
okay, Aster, let's make a deal, okay? You get to keep
Listening.
if we're gonna take out all, like, you want to get rid of all the plant people, right?
Yes.
Okay,
That is my mission in life.
I'm right there with you. But I think in order to accomplish this, we need to keep some of them alive for now. Does that sound reasonable?
I'm going to seek the advice of my mask. I am
Okay.
going to, you guys actually hear me asking this. I ask my mask if I have the ability to keep some control over the wolves. Is the same true of other plant people?
Okay. Yeah, let's roll that.
Okay,
Wow.
that's 12.
The
On a
first time it's
10
gone well.
plus. Yeah, on a 10 plus, mark experience and take +1 forward if you do as your mask wishes.
Okay.
So what does the mask want me to do in this situation?
A somewhat resigned voice in your head replies. Again, it speaks with the original Grigsby's voice. It says, "Yes, I suppose you could. You were meant to lead the plant people, and that gives you some ability to control them. You are not, thankfully, the father, but yes, you could take control of the plant people. You could make them your own. Why don't you? Try it. Make sugar and dog meat yours." That's what
Yeah,
it
I
says.
think I think I'll look to Whisk and say, sugar's a liability, but she may be a liability both ways, to the father or to us. If we can turn her to our advantage, I don't have a problem leaving her alive.
What was the answer that the mask gave you, Esther? Kim asks. Because he heard you audibly ask the
Oh yeah,
question.
yeah. I might be able to have some sway over the converted.
What about the father's new champion?
I'm sure that's a hurdle. I imagine he's the same as me.
Probably with the father's help, too. All right. We really need to deal with this situation. All right. Let's go talk to Sugar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Join arms and skip the way down to Woodstone,
Mhm.
following a brightly painted yellow line.
Yeah. So at the wood stove, there are, well, it's closed. It's empty. And I think, I think that, someone, like, do you have glass windows at the wood stove at all? Or not?
Probably not anymore.
Okay. Someone has, in that case, graffitied your front door and spray painted like plant lover or something on the door.
Mm-hmm.
in I guess it's probably near. It's probably like night or arriving night because it's been a long day.
Mhm.
So out of one of the shadows, just a person who has been trying to hide their appearance, full cloak and everything, steps forward and pulls back pulls off her winter gear, and yeah, obviously as you expected, it's Sugar. She says, "Whisk." She takes a moment, like eyes Kim, eyes the stranger, and then says, "Can I talk to you in private for a moment?"
For a moment. Let's head inside.
She nods. Doesn't introduce herself to the stranger or anything. She just follows you inside quietly.
I think Aster makes a move to like follow along as well. I don't know how that's gonna go, but
Stop. Hold on. 1 minute. I'll just talk to her, tell you who you are, and then I'll invite you inside.
Tell you who you are?
Tell her who you are.
Whisk, if you come back green, I'm not making any promises.
I'll keep that in mind.
So
Okay.
I guess there's just a scene where Kim and Aster are listening at the door.
Yeah.
What do you think they're talking about?
Okay.
So you step inside the wood stove, the lights are off, everything. The shelves are pretty bare right now. Like you said before, the employers were packing everything up, but you put a stop to that, but now they're just mostly sold out of everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's like a single hard candy under a table somewhere.
Yeah. It's almost
Like
like one of those
like a rat
scavenge
is eating it.
stores, and yeah. Which, being that it's a place of metal, there's probably not that many rats, so it probably has like a pet name. Gary. Gary the rat.
Gary.
He's a very clean rat.
Oh yeah, very clean. And you I'm sure you turn on the like fluorescent lights or something that are at the top, most of which don't have covers or anything. And Sugar steps inside and she says, "It's been a long time since I've been in this place."
Me too.
Weren't you here yesterday?
An emotionally long time.
It's been weeks since I worked here.
Yeah.
No, Gams is not that confident in himself. Gams is just like a wealthier bean. Kind of.
Yeah.
Whisk, I need you to get me out of here. Me and Dogmeat. We're being hunted by the people, which I'm sure you've heard about. He got
No.
shot.
I know. Listen, I need
So
my friends and I, the ones outside. This is a
I'm
complicated.
listening.
This is a complicated scenario. I feel for you, and I want you to get out.
You
I
want
you
something from me. I know you, Whisk.
I don't know if it's something from you necessarily, though. If you can help make this thing that we need first faster, that would be amazing. But the short of it is, you can't leave the rig until it's done. We need to kill the father. Aster, get in here. I shall,
Astra.
I like jump in the room, like figuring Sugar has pulled some bullshit, like just leap in with my assault rifle up.
Nice.
Aster, calm down. This is a conversation, not a fight.
Kim calmly
Well,
walks
don't-
in behind Aster.
Yeah, I
Don't
quietly
yell,
close the
Aster,
door.
get in here with such urgency next time. I could have shot someone.
Um,
Assault rifle away, and I'm
That-
just standing there.
yeah, and Sugar's like, Aster. I don't think I've met you before, but that name sounds familiar.
You would have heard it from him. The voice in your head, the green man that
Oh.
speaks.
She takes like a step back. Yeah, I've heard about you. What do you want, Whisk? You said I can't leave. Why? You want to kill the father? Really?
Yeah.
Do you know how much blood's on that thing's hands? Well, it's hypocritical for me to call you the thing, Aster. I apologize. But there's a lot of green and red blood on Aster's hands.
I'm fully aware.
You'd
And
rather the entire world look like you? That this plant thing spread?
She gives you a look, Whisk, and says, "We all have to die some." Yeah.
it's a complicated situation. Like, I'm personally fine with there being a couple plant people, but the idea of some, like, entity controlling them is a little bit squicky.
He doesn't control anyone, but he can talk to us. Almost like a prayer. But
That sounds kind of controlling. That sounds like a kind of, like, a controlled individual would refer to it.
he
Sugar.
has asked us, Dogmeat and myself. Yeah?
Sugar,
You
I've
say something,
seen Aster control others. I understand that the father may have given you the impression he can't, but there's no way you can believe yourself to know what his full capabilities are.
So what is it? It matters if you're right. But is it worse to die? Or better to die? Because I'm going to die if I stay here. Maybe now, maybe later.
Listen, you can still leave eventually. It's just a timing issue. Right, Aster?
I think there's a heavy sigh, and Aster looks at Sugar and says, "Take it from someone who's already died. It's better than this. Coming back to this," and he like holds up his hands like, it's not right.
Whatever mission you've put yourself on, when you are finished with it, Aster, what will you do?
I think Aster just looks at her for a second and then like breaks contact and looks away and says, "I hadn't thought that far ahead. Honestly, if I survive what's coming,
Maybe I can offer something.
it may change my outlook, but for right now,
The Father promised
My
you
mission.
eternal life in worlds beyond this.
And right now we have no idea exactly what the Father's doing to everyone. Right? If the Father dies, maybe you'll all just wilt away.
I don't think so.
Well,
But I'm willing to try and bring you to that place. I think it's possible.
ideally when we're done, everyone can settle down and it'll be fine.
While you were talking, she's like looked out of like just a sort of rectangle window outside. But when you mentioned bringing her to that place, she turned around again. I've seen it in dreams. I've never seen so much greenery.
I've seen it while I was awake. I've seen the graves of the dead and heard the voices of those who came before the winter. And I know the Father
What did they say?
silenced them somehow. I couldn't make out what they said, but I know the Father has silenced them. Consider what that could possibly mean. That none of the ramifications are good.
I think, yeah, Kim. I think you're the one who everyone has a lot of sway with her, but I think that's sort of the turning point. If you other two want to help, I think Kim will be making the persuade
Sure.
or
Seduce or
seduce
manipulate.
manipulate this time.
2d6
Yep.
plus 3.
Hmm.
Shit.
Okay, we'll figure that out afterwards.
All right, so I get a +2 at least.
Nice.
And
Nice.
it's a 9.
A 9. So she needs some concrete assurance. So Sugar walks right up to you, Aster. While she initially took a step back, she very consciously walks right up to you and looks you in the eyes. She says, "If you truly believe what you believe and hate what you are, then the only way for you to not be a complete hypocrite and for everything you'll have done to have resulted in great evil would be to kill yourself. So yeah, I'll stay. And make sure that happens if the end should come."
Oh, that was I kind of got cut off, but that was where that was going anyway. Like Aster pretty much figures that he's gonna die,
Mhm.
whether by his own hand or fighting to.
Yeah, and Sugar is basically
Take out
saying,
the-
like, you better die. And she looks at Whisk and says, "You're free to interrupt her if you want to, Whisk," but she begins to say, like, "I don't know why you brought me back like this, if it is causing so many issues."
For the record, Aster, I want to point out that it was Dogmeat who did it.
Do you just, like, take out a notepad and, like, write a name down?
Yes. No.
Underline dog meat.
No.
It was a moment.
I was shot.
I wouldn't do it again
was-
if that makes you feel any better.
I was shot and I was dying, and I don't regret being brought back, but obviously things are different and difficult now. Fine,
She should have just brought you to me.
fine, I'll step aside.
I think
There wasn't time.
Aster just like adjusts his mask and he's like, "Be thankful
you
you were
looking
still
for him?
alive." He has to always wear a mask, even when he's.
Right. I forgot.
It's usually like a a scarf wrapped around his face or something. But yeah,
Mhm.
he just like adjusts that and he says, "Be thankful you weren't all the way dead when they did it."
I am. But I need something first. There are others. The Father sent us to a place, or rather, we aren't just leaving because we felt like leaving, though we were pretty much going to leave anyways. But he's gathering people, not nearby, far away. He has called us to go to a place.
I don't think a lot of people are making a particular meeting.
Do you
Wave
know
Crest is
where that
safe.
place was?
No, actually, she doesn't say Wavecrest.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Can-
She says, "I don't." Somewhere north, like Wavecrest is sort of like very east. I think
Mhm.
she says just somewhere to the northeast, somewhere far
Could you lead us there if we
beyond.
took you?
She nods silently. Both Dogmeat and I can.
Okay, good. For the meantime, hang tight.
I need safety. Concrete assurance or a promise. She's asking for things. Could do that. We could go with the gun thing again. Just that could work.
So what does she need concrete assurance of? Like what is she?
She's not sure. You have convinced her, but I think she just wants a lot of different things. But she has a sister still, Spice.
Mhm.
So I think she says, but Spice is one of your employees, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was too.
And I think Spice, yeah, both of them were. But I think Spice doesn't is on like against plant people. Like
Mhm.
it was kind of divisive amongst your employees. So I think that Sugar says to you, Whisk, before I go, I need, well, maybe not going, whenever. I want to see Spice one more time. I need you to set up a meeting. She thinks I'm dead. And, maybe after this she'll wish that I was, but I need to say goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. And, you know how she is with act first, think later, so maybe, have it so she's not armed. Just in case she just shoots me out of reflex.
Yeah, I'll see to that.
Thanks. So where is my holding cell?
Drug lab with dog meat? Is that a thing?
Aster doesn't know about that though, so why can't we suggest it, right?
No, I'm saying that out of character. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wish
I'll look at Kevin and be like, "You want
I
to
wish we
throw up a
could
dog mate?" Like,
talk Spice into watching Sugar safely.
that sounds like a tall order. Maybe that's something to address a little bit later. But for right now, until the meeting, she needs somewhere to stay.
I think Aster will speak up. What about with Mimi?
That's an option.
And then like with this, Sugar like head pops up and she says, "What?"
Oh yeah. By the way, we faked Mimi's death.
Oh,
Mhm.
Well, that's good. Because,
Yeah, no, she'll
What?
be back in a couple of days. It'll all be fine.
okay. I'm not, but other people are hungry. In fact, as
Yeah.
you like whispers in, some of them wanted to some of them were hunting us because they wanted to eat us.
Yeah, that's
Not quite
unfortunate.
cannibalism.
I'd still count it.
So would I. But, yeah. Yeah.
My cilantro
All right.
flavored flesh.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So, she is willing to go with you. She goes to the drug lab for now. You guys go fill Mimi in on what's going on.
Sure. So
I
Sugar
think
has
so,
no idea where the father is.
She probably would give the same answer as Doggy. Like she knows that he asked her to go somewhere, but not where. She doesn't know for sure that he's there.
Okay.
So we know Radar's going to bolt. Do we know when? Has that happened? Did
Well,
she
Drum arrives
bolt?
tomorrow, so
Like, yeah, but did she like leave that meeting, go pack her shit, and leave? Like, why I'm asking is, can we bring Mimi out of hiding because Radar was the only reason she was in?
Yeah,
you can go check. Yeah, Radar is. Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. It still might be a good idea to wait until the drummer situation is done with. Right, because then we get confirmation that Radar is out of there. Or Radar is dead. Right.
True.
Because if we just let Mimi out and then Radar's like, aha, turns out I wasn't leaving yet. Then that's.
I was in the hole where you hide your bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why was
Yeah, that'll be an issue. So
why did Radar want
Yeah.
Mimi dead?
because Mimi knew that she was working with Drummer.
Yeah, she wanted that secret as shut and closed as possible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the plan with Mimi is then we bring her back to settle the common folk. Be like, Radar was working with Dremmer. Here's
Yeah,
Like use
no,
that to
Mimi-
grab power.
Mimi is
Here-
definitely going to be like an ace in the sleeve.
Yeah.
For the power grab.
here's your new leader, Whisk. I've been reinstated to make food. Everything's happy. Yeah, I think that's.
I think we should
Yeah.
wait until she leaves. But we would want her out before Drummer gets here because we need the moral support that knowing Mimi is there to provide food for people to fight. Or else they might side with Drummer.
It's fair.
So I feel like when we see Drummer and when we gather the remains of the shepherds, that's when we show them Mimi.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's something that we're going to have to know a little bit more about the situation at hand before we necessarily call it.
Right.
So, like, we should read a charged situation?
Yeah, like as soon as the meeting starts, yes.
Okay, but not yet.
Well, that's not a hold one, so you have to read it immediately. You have to use all your questions immediately.
Yeah, but the charge situation needs to exist for us to read it. So,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, is that something Kim could handle? Is rallying the masses?
Kim doesn't have good health.
Well,
Sorry?
That's something you want Whisk to
Okay.
do.
I could take the news move. I did get an advancement, and I could just grab it to rally people.
That's a thing. I have an advance as well, but I have really nothing to spend it on.
Yeah,
I
like
could get a holding.
You receive a letter in the mail saying, "Congratulations, your late uncle has your distant uncle has died, and you inherited an estate."
Just spend one night in the spooky mansion.
Yep.
Right. So can I read the current situation to find out where the father is?
That seems very weird to just know it from that.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
that's.
So
I think maybe augury or something is what you'd need for shit like that.
Or well, there's a move for this. It's when you roll plus weird. It's a basic move. When you
open your
when
mind.
you like to ask the psychic maelstrom.
Yes,
Yeah.
open your brain.
Yeah, there's not really anybody I
Do
want to
brainy
use
things.
as my antenna.
Well, yeah. The
All right.
dog
All right, well,
is technically in
I guess it would make sense for Aster to open his brain. I mean, we now know that there's a place that these people are going,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I'll open my brain and see if
Okay.
I can pull some details about the father.
Well, let me do it because I have it
Okay.
improved, and I want to get a 12+. If we can.
Oh yeah, you see beyond the maelstrom at 12+.
Yeah. Which was, the rules for that are pretty exciting. So
Mm-hmm.
help me out here,
All right.
guys.
Are we doing a seance? Is someone being helped?
Yeah, let's do a
I mean-
seance, and we have Sugar help us, and she's like opening her mind to the father, like asking, "Where art thou?"
All right. I mean, I'll help if opening your brain is a helpable thing. I will help. Yes, with my 2.
Hey,
And you get XP again.
all right.
Well, I would have gotten XP for the weird too, so I didn't. I lost nothing.
Please. What?
Oh no!
Well,
You got
that's-
+2.
It's
No, you got
a 7.
That's a 7.
Okay, open your brain.
So it's been a while. You guys don't open your brain that often, despite being very weird people.
Yeah,
Um,
we get an impression.
an impression. If you already know all there is to know, the MC will tell you that. Obviously, you don't because you're looking for the father's location.
Right.
So, some kind of detail that would help us suss it out. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know where it is, but I think that you get like sort of a vision of you. You think if Sugar and Dog Meat lead you to where they're going to go, you get the feeling, the sort of hunch that you will meet the father if you do that.
All right. So
You don't
let's
know where he is
strap
now.
those 2 to the front of my nitro truck and let's go.
Just point the way. Just give them the steering wheel and say go.
I'm going to hand them both a guitar and hang them from bungees from the front.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, so basically, you don't know where he is now, but in the future, if you follow them, you will meet him.
Okay. All right. So that's like 95%
The father
done.
is coming.
Yes.
Yeah, all
We also have
that's
to
left
kill
is the
his-
bullet.
We also have to kill his other champion,
Yeah,
and
Ash
then
is
all
the
the
thing.
remainder of his children and us will
Yeah.
go meet
The
him.
entirety of Dremor and his people. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, are we saying that the was it the handmaidens of Torch and Flame? Is that what we're
Yeah.
calling them?
Well, that's
are
what
are we
Kim
saying
calls
that
them.
that's sort of like Hydra? Like you cut the head off and 2 more rise to take its place, or like if we kill Drummer, could we like take those people and roll them into one big old weird cult with all the plant weirdness and
Yeah.
oil and
We'll
whatever?
do
They
something
are the-
very
yeah,
strange.
The living flame. You can set the plant person on fire, and they will be the person of flame.
Wow.
That'll be cool.
We'll turn it into a cult of the fire flower and
Yeah. That sounds really cool.
the
That's a good
flaming
name.
bloom.
Yeah. Fire Blossom.
Nice.
There you go. Fire Blossom.
Um,
All right. If so, no one else has
Okay.
anything else to
Oh.
do, we should just prepare.
I don't think so.
I did take that Rally to the Cause move, by the way.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Nice.
I'm
Um,
toying with the idea. Like we're ending, I'm guessing, and I'm
Yeah.
going to take a little decide this, but I'm toying with the idea of creating a second character to play,
That'd be so cool.
just to.
yeah.
We could use another person. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm That's up to you.
I'd
That'd
probably
be-
have to like snag an NPC for it, so I got to think about that. Because
You could choose
introducing
it.
a
You could
totally
create a
new person is kind of weird,
It's up to you. It could be that terrified shepherd.
right?
He
just-
he hasn't been
He
named
just
yet either.
snaps out
He
of
hasn't-
it, and
you
all of
can
a
choose
sudden
his
he's a
name.
gun lugger.
Yeah. he actually does break. He doesn't snap
Yeah.
out of it. He just snaps from fear and is like,
Ooh,
screw it, I don't care anymore.
no, I think I am, and I'm gonna make a brainer.
Or it could be Spice, and then you like have
Brainer would be
that
fun.
interaction with Sugar.
You know who would be a very good brainer?
Cool.
Dog meat.
Maybe making Dog Meat a playable character.
No, I'd probably
But
stick
he-
away from plant people.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. Already got one.
I just take over Mercer.
Mercer's
Dead.
dead.
Oh, is
kill
he
that mofo.
good?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got.
Mercer is dead
Yeah,
as hell.
Aster killed him.
Are they all dead? There was
It was a hard
Mercer,
fight.
Radar.
Radar, I think, is the only one that's
Fifi-
left.
Fifi
I
and
killed-
Sibel are alive, I think.
Right.
They haven't been fought directly yet, so they're probably kind
But,
of in charge of the shepherds.
But of the upper echelon, it's like
Up the other
Radar.
echelon, it's
Radar's the
Yeah.
only one left because Mash and Fleece and Mercer are all dead.
Wow,
Mhm.
we have done a good job, guys.
That was all me.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Couple of grenades, machete duel.
nice.
hmm
So-
Bean survived. Well, Bean re-survived, even despite the grenade.
I guess as my final thing,
Well,
I will try and sell
Spam.
what guns remain in the marketplace.
Ooh.
Yes, because I could use a
Smart.
cut of that too. That would be a good idea.
Okay.
yeah, I
That's
also need
Zero
money.
barter.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You are doing a gig, so I think this is a pretty like there's a lot of guns. Each gun, I think this is there. It says rarely will you give 4 barter gigs. I think this is a 4 barter gig,
Nice.
because you have a lot of guns.
Is it 4 barter for
And
me or
if there
4
is
barter
one
for
thing
me and
is-
Zen to split up?
It's 4 barter for whoever's selling the guns. So if
Mhm.
it is just you selling them, then
Okay.
you would get the barter. Whoever's doing the selling gets paid.
So I'll take the 4, and if you need money, I got you.
Okay.
All right.
Now you
No,
have
just
no more.
Give me one for
non-standard
next
guns.
session, and
Mhm.
we're good.
Yeah, if I could have one too, that would be good.
I'll just tell you guys I pay for you at the beginning of next session.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah.
And
when
actually, I don't think Whisk needs to now. Back in
I
control.
think she's back in control. Yeah.
I am, yeah, but there's also like no food, so
Fair.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Can we get food?
So you could just choose not to pay and just be. Let me check a thing.
Because you were
there
supposed to
is,
be able to fish
the
for
re-
food, right?
Well, the population. There we go. For PCs suffering deprivation harm, tell them the effects they're suffering. If they can't or don't alleviate the deprivation, inflict regular harm alongside it in increments of 1 harm AP. So the population this session has begun to start suffering deprivation harm for food. So infliction on population, rationing and hoarding, desperation, infighting, social cohesion can last up to 2 weeks before breaking down into violence, cannibalism, or dispersal. So that's your timer. Though you have Beanie. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it would. What? 2 barter for food seems like a lot. I think a lot of people just don't have it's.
I mean, if people are starving,
it's-
it's just not available. You
Yeah,
have every right
yeah.
to say
You can
that.
you can buy safety, you can buy water, but you just can't buy
Mhm.
food. You'll be hungry. So I think it is just the 1 barter like before. It just gets you everything except food.
We should have killed your wolves and ate them.
Well,
Still around.
You want to try?
Yeah, good luck.
I got
Each
a
one
knife.
is bigger, it's like 3 people big.
Are there any
Yeah,
sheep
but you're not a
left?
drummer. You saw some getting
Yeah, we
brought
have-
inside.
we have
but
very
you
little
haven't
sheep
seen them
left,
since.
but I'm pretty sure the shepherds are trying to keep them alive, so that when we're a little bit better off, we can rebuild the flock.
Is it like a thing?
get really
that you
hungry-
can just drive off into the wasteland and find a sheep?
Yes, it's called retiring your character to safety.
Yeah.
But if you get really hungry, there's always Gary in the wood stove.
Yeah, the rat.
That's what I'd like to get Whisk
Hmm.
some food to sell. It would be really nice.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
let's,
you know who's probably bringing food with them to feed their army?
Sure, drummer.
Drummer. Yeah. you want a motivation for people to attack drummers and defeat Drummer's army? Tell them realistically they literally can't eat until they defeat them.
Yeah,
And the bad guys all have candy bars.
it's true. They drop.
Exactly. You know what they use their fire for? Steak. They use their fire for barbecues and steak.
I mean, drummer's people aren't even really human anymore. So
I mean, that's like objectively not true, huh?
I
Yeah,
mean,
technically they are.
but we're starting a propaganda machine here.
the truth is whatever we
Yeah.
tell them.
Like,
Someone needs to go turn on the radio again and start
There are
broadcasting.
horrible demons with fangs that follow Drummer, and you should kill them.
listen, like,
Yeah, those
like
aren't
cannibalism.
masks. Those are real
I
faces.
get it. You do what you gotta do, but like, fucking, I don't want to dehumanize people.
Hey, listen, I'll eat a motherfucker, but do not, and I mean do not step on their humanity. Like,
Yeah. As long as you respect that the person you're eating is human, you're good.
Yeah,
We're not human anymore. What's this nonsense?
I mean, we're not fascists.
no, we're just
Yeah.
feral.
Yeah.
Okay, for the end of the session, each of you guys choose who you think knows you better and tell them to mark +1 hex with you.
I definitely think it was Aster this session for me. Because I looked really
+1
cool
hex.
walking down those stairs.
In that
Got a better
awesome
sense
coat.
of your fashion. Yes.
Yep.
And like, you know, the whole like deal with sugar and all that stuff, it was very much a little bit of like a conflict of interest, and I think we came to a very agreeable compromise.
I think Kim, Whisk probably knows Kim better.
Wait, yeah.
It's because we're conspiring kind of against Aster to keep Dogmeat and Sigurd alive.
Yeah, we're definitely kind of social engineering around Aster.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you kind of have to. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yep.
for the same reasons, I think I'll say Whisk knows Aster better, because
Thanks.
you now know that there is a common ground to stop the murder death, if
Mhm.
need be.
Yeah.
So does Hex take over when it hits 4 or goes past 4?
It's
When
for-
it progresses past 3,
Yeah.
it goes back down to 1, and you get experience.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let me know what events you want to take. Because
Yeah, why
I'd
don't
like
you-
some ideas for second character.
Yeah, why don't you drop another character sheet in? I'm probably going to take that. Not necessarily committing to it right away, but
Yeah,
that sounds the most interesting thing to do.
done.
And then I can fight with myself. It'll be great. I'll make someone that's like just morally opposed to Aster, and
Yeah,
Well, the book recommends you
you're
don't
holding
do
like
that.
you're holding a
Just saying.
yeah.
yeah. You're like playing. You were holding two dolls in one hand and having them like fight each other. Basically, is
Yeah.
what that would be.
It's like
An
you've
idea.
become the GM.
An idea to introduce a new PC. It could be an old informant that we kind of like stop
Right.
talking
Harrow.
about.
We haven't seen anything from Harrow. He just kind of disappeared after Dremmer came for him.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
and like I think we know
yeah.
of them enough to where them showing up wouldn't be too like
Yeah,
out there.
I'd be
especially-
like, oh, it's you. Yeah,
Especially coming,
especially
like-
out there right in front of it, Tremor. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. Like we could start off with
And-
this new player character
and we
coming
don't
in
know
with
enough
Dremmer.
about them to where they could be in any playbook you want, basically.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know he used to live in the dockyard. That's really it. But it could be
Yeah.
anyone.
Well, I got some time to figure that out, but yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it'll be. I'll
Yeah.
I'll roll it up before next session, and
Yeah, and let me know.
Percolate, yeah.
Next session will be next week. There will be no skipping. I am not available the week after. Just a
Sure.
heads up.
Okay.
But I am available this week. I'm pretty sure I just have this like thing on the back of my mind like I'm forgetting a thing, but I checked my calendar already to be sure. So yeah, I think I'm quite sure I'm available.
Yeah, I don't think I'm forgetting anything.
Sweet.
all right. So that's all the mechanics, bookkeeping nonsense.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad
Yeah.
that Grigsby turned into a plat thing, but I had this
I mean,
A
second
while ago.
I had this second creature, second character that I was gonna jam right in between Grigsby and Mimi. But that dynamic changed so much. I can't use this character idea.
Mm.
That makes me sad.
I see.
well,
Are you gonna make a new character as well?
I might,
Are you
but
gonna
I don't
take
have.
another
I'm kind
character
of far
advance?
away from
Okay.
advance right now. Unless I decide to abandon holding on to my advance for retiring anytime I want.
oh
Which-
come on, abandon it.
No,
Play fast and loose.
I am playing fast and loose.
You're not. You always are gonna have your finger on the safety if you have that advance still, though. It's not. That's not real Apocalypse World.
yeah, put your ass on the line. Come on.
Besides, you'll have an extra character in case, and anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not like it's not like you
Yeah,
want the
you-
character really.
As a player, you still win. Like,
Oh yeah. I mean, if it was cool enough, I would let Kim die. That's for sure.
but it better be
will-
fiery and big.
It can't not be cool. Apocalypse World mechanics say like you basically have to die in a cool way to die as a player character.
I mean, I'm even
Like that.
3 deaths away from having to change playbooks. I'm so far away from dying. It's pretty silly. But-
You can.
That is
choose to
one thing
die
I like
early.
about Apocalypse World. Death does, like, in most games, like, you died equals you can't play that character anymore. But not in Apocalypse World. You died means you can keep playing that character, they're just different.
Yeah.
If you want.
I mean,
Or
I
you can
even
have, you can just play
want to
your character. It's
die
always the player character.
because it would make my weird go up. So,
Okay. So, just punch Dremmer in the face as soon as he walks in and see how that
you
goes.
got it, man. Ooh, I look at Dremmer and I don't recognize him. Like, he's my father. all
Yeah.
along.
Dad! He's a lot of people's fathers, don't worry.
Yeah. I'll be interested.
I mean, he's the head of the Handmaidens. I'm sure he's a lot of people's father. He's a cult leader followed exclusively by women. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. So I'm not keeping it. Why am I even keeping it, right? Because I can't die. It's because I'm afraid that there's some cheat the GM can do that where they kill you without going through those 3 steps.
Oh no, There's no cheat.
That's not possible.
Like they can just say you're dead. You're not dying. You just straight up are dead. That's not possible.
I mean, like,
Nope.
No,
No.
but life
That's flat
becoming
out no.
untenable is the best a GM can do.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
They can't
If
skip that.
You're yeah.
unless they're a
Correct.
shitty GM and cheats.
Unless I'm literally cheating, that can't happen.
Okay. Well, maybe I will make another character. We'll see.
In which case, this is a live broadcast, and we can call you out to everyone we know. You'll,
Yeah, the
you'll
entire
never-
This guy's a
internet.
phony.
When
no one
Phil
will ever
dies
play
next
with
session,
you ever again, and it'll be
All-
a super bad
all-
time.
4 or now 5 of my role-playing groups will all abandon me all of a sudden.
Yes. You will
Be
be
like,
blacklisted among
"Guys!"
the community.
we'll just highlight it on
Yes.
Twitch.
Someone tries to add me on Roll20 and it just says cannot do.
I'll get 15,000 views of where Primarch just betrayed me.
Yes.
It's worth it, Primarch.
I'm gonna probably make a joke
Consider
about that. I'm gonna be like, okay, and you're dead. I'm probably
consider
gonna
the
make some
power
joke.
of this notoriety I'm offering you. No, but seriously.
So
Okay.
I don't.
you have to
I,
say it, Will. You have to strike me down, and I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Strike me down so I actually get viewers on Twitch. All right.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
If anybody else doesn't have anything else they want to say, thanks everybody for watching. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.